Hey y'all, come on in the kitchen. Welcome, welcome. It's a beautiful day. There's a nip in the air. My Aunt Peggy is in this kitchen with me, so you know I'm happy as a clam in sand. So we are trying to share some recipes with y'all that you might be looking for to use at Thanksgiving. And you know, Peggy, it's funny. Grandma Paula was not a bread maker. She was not a bread maker until she got in her mid-80s. And do you remember?
Yes.
She would bake loaf after loaf after loaf of bread. She just fell in love with it. But Grandma's biscuits were the kind that you whack on the side of the counter. That was Grandma's biscuits. And you know, you just got to have the touch for a biscuit. Now, Aunt Peggy's housekeeper, oh my goodness. God bless Rosa's heart. She made the finest biscuit you ever put in your mouth. And I can see Rosa standing up there rolling. I can't do it. I've tried that. I can't do it. So anyway, I can talk while I cut. Now I'm starting with 4 cups of self-rising flour. And I'm putting 2 teaspoons of sugar and about, maybe that was probably a teaspoon of salt. And, you know, this is just a classic biscuit recipe. And there's a lot of recipes out there. But I tell you what, I hate to say this, but the Paula Deen bacon mix, it just makes the best biscuits in the world. So I don't make too often, you know, a homemade biscuit. I use my pack because it's just good. All right, now I have 1 cup of ice cold butter cut into cubes. And I got rid of my pastry cutter, Eddie, when we moved in over here. So I'm gonna have to just cut this in with like a knife and a fork. I wish I had not thrown my pastry cutter away. I threw it away because it hurt my hands. It pinched my hands. Mm-hmm. But I think I could appreciate it a little bit more now, because that butter is so cold. In fact, you need it that way. You need your butter to be real cold. All right, so I'm just gonna.
Did you have
what, pumpkin?
Biscuit cutter?
Yes, I got biscuit cutters, but you know that round pastry cutter with all those little arms on it, and you just roll it in your milk. You know, and you don't want to over mix your biscuits. You know, I still have Grandma Hires' dough bowl.
Oh, that's would be wonderful.
Well, it's here somewhere. I'm gonna try breaking this up with my hands a little bit. Yeah, that's gonna work better. But that butter is so good, because when you do it like meal, you know that every piece of that flour's got butter in it. You want this when you get through, y'all, to kind of look like coarse meal, about the size of a pea. Doing it by hand, though, I can really feel what's happening. And that feels good in my hands. All right, Eddie, I've got it. Can you see, can you tell what this looks like? It looks like coarse meal. Okay, I've got 1.5 cups of buttermilk here, and I'm gonna just start mixing it by hand. Just like this until all that flour is incorporated. And like I said, I want to do it fairly quick because I definitely don't want to overwork it. remember back in the olden days, I mean, I wasn't alive when they did this, I don't think. But, you know, those little Hoosier cabinets, they'd have a sifter built in. And they had a drawer where they kept their bowls of flour, and the flour always stayed in it, you know? And they would just come back and, you know, start making biscuits again in that same bowl. Yeah, passe for a Hoosier. I think they call them Hoosiers. Okay, we're about to get this. Getting to the bottom of the flour. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, Eddie, I'm gonna spread out my tablecloth. I have a tablecloth, y'all, that I like to do any of my breads or cinnamon rolls on. And when I'm done with it, I just take it outside and shake it out. And put it back in the cabinet till the next time. So you want to make sure you have plenty of flour, because we're going to have to knead our biscuits. And in order to knead it, you got to have that flour to get the stickiness off. Did I sling some on you? All right. Here we go. We are in it to win it, y'all. All right, so you want to knead it just 3 or 4 times. Like I said, you don't want to overwork it. And I'm just gonna pat it down to the height that I want my biscuits. Some people like flatter biscuits, some people like real tall biscuits. But personally, I could eat a biscuit just about any way. All right, so we're going to very lightly kind of do that. I'm going to tuck that on the end. I'm going to reach back in here and get me some more flour. All right, now these are our choices on biscuit cutters. That is called a cat head biscuit right there, because it's the size of a cat's head. I kind of like the middle size, but you know, once in a while, the kids kind of like these little bitty baby biscuits. But I think I'm gonna stick with what I do, and that is gonna be, do I have a cast iron pan to? We had to stop for a minute, y'all. You know, with us just moving in, we still have a lot of stuff out in our garage. All right, so now I've got my cast iron and I've sprayed it because I don't want my biscuits to stick. And I like my biscuits touching. For some reason, I just think that they get higher if they're touching. Like they can't spread out, you know. So there's no way for them to go but up. They're beautiful. I've got, where the older I get, I love honey on my biscuits. Ooh, these gonna be some fat biscuits. Fat like the baker. And Aunt Peggy, I've told everybody for years, I saw Grandma Hires do it, so I do it. But I never ask her why we do it. I want to get one more in there.
Do what?
Oh, I'm fixing to show y'all. I'm fixing to show y'all. Grandma Hires always took her knuckles and did like that on top of her biscuits. I don't have a clue why.
Mother did I?
Did Grandma do the same thing?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna find a little soft butter.
Right here on the end of the table, there's some
Oh, good.
that needs to be melted, maybe, or
Well, that's way too hard.
yeah.
I'd tear my precious little biscuits up. All right, let's see. Here's some salt. Here's some salt butter. I'm just gonna put a little drop on each one of them. And y'all see that I've still got a good bit of dough left because the pan that I normally cook my biscuits on is a lot bigger than this one. So I'm gonna very gently re-roll my scraps of dough and cut them and put them in a pan too and bake those off. So maybe that's why they did it, a place to hold the butter. Great, you think? Those little dents gave it a place to hold the butter when you put that on top of it. All right, so I'm gonna take these scraps while we're waiting on our oven to get hot. So I'm just gonna knead these back together. But like I said, you just sure don't wanna, over mix them. So just like that, and I keep doing it until all the dough is used up. I don't throw anything away, y'all. Nothing.
Do you want to try a few in the air fryer?
Yeah, I can put these in the air fryer. That's a great idea,
There's the
Eddie.
little square pan in that bottom drawer for the air fryer.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just open that right back up. And I'm gonna put a little butter in the center of it. I think I'm gonna put a little sugar in it and a little cinnamon. Make like a quick cinnamon roll. How does that sound? There's so many things that you can do to a biscuit, y'all. If I can find my cinnamon.
You know, I think it's in the baking center here.
Oh, that's right, I did. I'm working to kind of get everything in the place that it needs to be, y'all. And that just takes a while. All right, cinnamon. I'm gonna get some sugar. And we'll just see how this works. If I'd known I was gonna do this, I'd have dropped a little vanilla flavoring in there. Yeah, so we'll see what we got. Oh, I should have put some raisins in it too, and nuts. Why didn't I do that? Oh well, we'll see if this works. And if it works good, I'll do it next time. You know, it's fun to just experiment with your food. Because the worst thing that can happen is it tastes like poop and you just throw it out. And you try something else. Okay, so there we go. I am going to set this on 400 for about 10 to 12 minutes. And we'll see what we got. Our oven should be hot now, right, Eddie?
Yeah.
So we can put this beautiful pan of biscuits in the oven. See that beautiful pan of biscuits? And we'll cook them for maybe 15 minutes. We'll cook them till they're done. How's that? I'm still trying to get used to these ovens. This was an oven that I had years ago here. And I'm having to figure out just exactly how it works again. How it cooks. I can't use the one on the stove because you set it on 350 and it goes to 500. So we were burning everything as fast as we could get to it, weren't we, Eddie? When we first moved back in here. Okay. I'll see you when they're ready. It's been 15 minutes now, y'all, so let's take a look and see what we got. Ooh, and I'm going to turn that oven off because I believe they might just be like perfect. Ooh, it's so heavy. That's the only thing about cast iron, y'all. The older you get, the heavier it gets. Look at that.
It smells amazing.
Doesn't it smell amazing? Let me go shut this oven back. All right, cat head cinnamon biscuit. All right, now I just took these out of the air fryer. They cooked a couple of minutes quicker than the ones in the oven. And I'm just gonna kind of, this just gives it a pretty glossy look. So I'm gonna kind of let that melt on it. Yeah, our cinnamon biscuit turned out being real big. Oh, I want to show y'all something. The last time I was in Albany, y'all, Aunt Peggy said, I want to start cleaning out, you know, some of my stuff. Uh-oh. This biscuit blew up. It blew up. It's so big. I didn't press it back together good enough. But anyway, Aunt Peggy said, I want you to have some of this stuff. She said, I want to just get rid of a few things. So I want y'all to look at this. Can you see what it said?
I can know it's kind of
Paula Deen Cruise. Like, I think it was in 2010, Eddie. 2011. And I thought, what is this? And I finally figured it out. You put your butter in there, and you see how it's shaped. You run it over your corn on the cob. And look at that. So I was going to see if this would work on biscuits. The biscuits aren't exactly curved like the butter, but I just thought that was the neatest trick. And of course, I was so busy working, you know, I didn't have time to see what was going on. But we hadn't had corn on the cob since I brought this back here with me. But I thought, well, what a neat idea. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Y'all run up on anything that looks like that, let me know. Does that look good or what? Whoa. All right, let me check on the blown up. You know, I didn't seal this back good enough. Ouch. I didn't, when I was putting it back together, I didn't seal it up good enough for it to stick. But I'm gonna taste it, and I did sprinkle this with turbinado sugar while it was baking. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Looks pretty good. All right, Eddie, name your poison. You want butter, honey, cane syrup.
Definitely the cane syrup.
You do. Oh my God, look at the lightness of that biscuit, Eddie. Let me get the cane syrup. I brought maple and I brought honey. This syrup right here, y'all, Southerners love it, and it'll put hair on your chest. It's so good. All right, I think I'm gonna taste the sweet first. Oh gosh. It's delicious, Eddie. With you.
It looks good.
You know what? Next time I do these, I'm gonna roll the dough in little balls and roll them in cinnamon sugar and have them just like that. Oh my goodness gracious, it's so good. All right. See, I just love the way the butter runs down in the cracks. Aunt Peggy better get back down here before these biscuits. That cinnamon sugar biscuit is so delicious. All right, you know what I like on mine, Eddie? The older I get, the more I love honey. So I'm gonna have a little honey on my bite. Ow, that biscuit is hotter than fire. But I'm gonna taste it anyway.
You could do all kinds of things with biscuits today. I mean,
oh, you could do so many
in it, you know, meats, cheeses.
That biscuit is so light, and I just want to remind y'all, don't overwork them. You know, and touch them with soft hands. Oh my goodness. Mikey, you want a biscuit?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Come get you a hot one. What you want on it? Plain.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-oh, it's so light, that one's coming apart. They're so hot.
I appreciate
They
it.
are so hot.
Pretty warm.
You gotta try it.
Let's look at you.
My favorite thing to eat.
I think you said that was your favorite thing to eat. That's pretty good, isn't it, Mike? Wow. And now, tonight, for dinner, I won't reheat them. I will split them, I'll cut them in two and butter them and put them in the frying pan. And oh, you talking about some more ever good with a dip egg. It's heavenly. Loving best dishes. Don't be afraid of a biscuit. If it doesn't turn out good, throw it away. Try again another day. Okay? Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.